Hello all, welcome to your Algebra 2 review, and I want to say a shout out to my 7th period class. How awesome they are. Woohoo! Alright, let's get started on your videos. This is page 2. I am going to cover number 6 through 10. Okay, let's read the directions. Number 6, it says, determine if the following are factors of the given function using the remainder and the factor theorems. Give the remainder if there is one. What that means is, if you have a remainder of 0, that means it is a root, or where it crosses the x-intercept, okay? If you have a remainder, that means it's going to be somewhere on that line or on that function, but it's not going to cross the x-intercept. So let's take a look at the first one. First of all, on A, you want to set this equal to 0, so x is equal to -2. That is going to be your divisor, -2. Look at your dividend. See that they are in order from your highest to your lowest, and this one is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bring down your coefficient, which is just your number, 6, 29, -34, -131, and 70. And now we're going to start our synthetic division to help us, okay? Bring down your 6. 6 times -2 is -12. Add, that gives you 17. 17 times -2 is -34, gives you 0. 0 times -2 is 0, that gives you -131. -131 times 2 is 262, positive. And this one has a remainder of 312. So this is not a factor, okay? So the remainder is 312. So I want you guys to go ahead and write it out. Since this is x to the 4th, this is now 6x to the 3rd plus 17x squared. This is just an x minus 131. There's no x. Plus a remainder of 312 over x plus 2. Okay. Let's look at part B. Let's see if that one is a factor. Set this one equal to 0, so x is equal to -7 over 3. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and start our math. -7 over 3 is our divisor. Our dividend is 6, 29, -34, -131, and 70. And let's start our synthetic division. Bring down your 6. Let me get a different color pen. Okay. Alright, on your calculator, don't be scared of fraction. Just remember what I said. Put parentheses around your fractions, that'll make it easy. So 6 times, parentheses, -7 divided by 3. That gives you -14. You add, and you have 15 times -7 divided by 3. Okay? That should give you 21. Something's not right with my math. 3, 15, that's 5. That should be -35. Okay. I think I typed that incorrectly. So, oh, 15. Sorry. That's why it didn't work. Okay. -7 divided by 3. -35. There you go. Add, so you got -69. So -69 times -7 divided by 3. That gives you 161. Excuse me. Minus 131, that gives you 30. 30 times -7 divided by 3, that gives you -70, and this one works, okay? Sorry, let me show you the math for that part. So B is going to work. Why? Because you have a remainder of 0. So this is x to the 4th, this is now 6x to the 3rd, plus 15x squared minus 69x plus 30, okay? And you do the same thing for C, and you do the same thing for D. So if you have a remainder, that means that's not one of the roots. If it is, this is one of the roots, and if it is, it will be -7 over 3, and your y is 0. There's your x, there's your y. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and repeat that for C and for D, since I'm out of room. All right, let's go to number 7. Number 7 says, factor each completely and solve, okay? All right, look how many terms you have. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in order from your highest to lowest. Group the first two together, group the last two together. Now let's take a look. What do these two have in common? If you don't know, you can use your calculator to help you. This only works for two terms. So if you hit math, okay, right click to number, scroll down to 9, or you can hit 9. You see where it says GCD? Push enter. Type in 64. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, just make it positive. And then the other one is 40, just like that. The comma is above a 7, okay? So if you want to know where that comma is. And now you can hit enter. So what number goes into 64 and 40? That would be number 8. So I'm going to factor out an 8, okay? What else do they have in order? In common, 8p squared. So I'm going to factor out 8p squared. When you do, what do you have left? 8p plus 5. So you're dividing by each one. See that plus? Bring that down. What do these two also have in common? Well, they have a 6 in common. And you can repeat the process. Factor out your 6, and what do you have? 8p plus 5. Okay? Do you guys see how these two are alike? Group those together. You see how these two are the leftovers? Put those together. Remember, it says to solve. That means I want x, or p in this case, equal to something. Take this first one, and you can solve by setting it equal to 0. Subtract 5. Divide by 8. And there's one of your solutions. You should have 3. Take this one, set that equal to 0, solve, subtract 6, so you have negative 6, okay, divide by 8, so negative 6 over 8. Get rid of your square, so you're going to square root. When you square root an answer, you always have 2 answers. All right, next part, that comes out as an I, and 6 over 8 is the same thing as 3 over 4. So, let's continue from there real quick. So now you have plus or minus I square root of 3 over square root of 4. What's the square root of 4? 2. So the answer is plus or minus I square root of 3 over 2. And there you have your solution. Make sure you always rationalize and simplify. Okay? All right, number 8. I'm going to let you guys look at that problem one more time before I move on. Number 8, let's see how many terms you have. You got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to try grouping first. Group the first two, group the last two. What do these have in common? 5p squared. When you factor out 5p squared, you basically are dividing. So you have 4p minus 1. That'd be a 1. Sorry. All right. Continuing on. What do these two have in common? A 2. So I'm going to factor out a 2. So I have p, 4p minus 1. Remember, you're dividing by negative 2. See how they have those in common? They look alike. I'm going to group them together. Okay? And then I have the other 2. Set that equal to 0. And let's go ahead and solve. So p here is equal to 1/4. There's one of my solution. The other one, set that equal to 0. Add 2. Divide by 5. Take a square root. So plus or minus square root of 2 over 5. Rationalize. That comes out to be plus or minus square root of 10 over 5. And there's your other solution. Okay? And that's number 8. Number 9. This time you have 2 terms. You need to see if it's a perfect cube. Before you do, see what these two have in common. I'm going to factor out a 2, so I have x to the 3rd plus 8. Okay? Be right back. use this sheet if you need to. See the cube root? Look all the way across, okay? The number in front of this is a 1. So is 1 a perfect cube and is 8 a perfect cube? Right there. If it is, you're going to take a cube root. So, bring down your 2. Cube root of x to the third is x. Keep the plus. Cube root of 8 is 2. Okay? Square this one. X squared is x squared. If this is a plus, becomes a minus. And then you're going to multiply 1x times 2, which is 2x. 2 squared is a 4. It's always a plus. Okay? Now solve. Bring this one down. 2 is never equal to 0. Ignored. Next one. X plus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to negative 2. This one, you want to do the quadratic formula. A, B, C. In the quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus or minus square root. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And I'm going to plug into that formula. X equals negative b, so negative 2 plus or minus square root. B squared minus 4 times your a times your c. Okay? All of it over 2 times a. Do the part in red first on your calculator. Okay? Always do that part first. So, here we go. 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 comes out to be negative 12. So x is equal to negative times a negative is positive, plus or minus negative 12 over 2. Okay. Bring that out as an I, and factors of 12 is 4 and 3, 2 and 2. 2 of a kind, 1 left over. So x is 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 3 over 2. Now if you look, you see how these guys all have a 2 in common? Divide each one of these by 2. So x is equal to 1 plus or minus I square root of 3. And there you have your 2 answers. That's number 9. Let's take a look at number 10. Same thing, cube root, okay? Cube root of 27 is 3x minus cube root of 1 is 1. Square this one. 3x is 9x squared. This is a negative, becomes a positive. 1 times 3x is 3x. Square that, becomes a positive 1. This is always positive. Solve for this one, so x is equal to 1/3. Okay? Do your quadratic formula. Here's your a, b, c. A is always in front of the x squared. So negative b plus or minus square root. 3 squared minus 4 times your a times your c. All over 2 times a. Alright? So x is equal to, let's type that in. 3 squared minus 4 times 9 times 1 comes out to be negative, so we'll make it a positive, 27 over 18. Factors of 27, 9 and 3. 3 and 3. 2 of a kind, 1 left over. X is equal to negative 3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3 over 18. 3 goes into all of them, so I'm going to divide each one of these by 3. So x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus I square root of 3 over 6. There you go. Good luck, guys.